course, our head table for taking the time out to be with us. I know it cannot be easy to have such a remarkable and massive football activity with all that has been happening across the world. I know it's been a little relaxed now, but nevertheless, the challenges are still there. So I want to start by saying thank you to the Dominica Football Association and the Guyana Football Federation, and of course the staff and technical team from both countries for all the efforts they've been making to ensure that this Concacaf W qualifier, just getting it together, is a success. I know we're all the type that like to look forward, and so everything that has happened in the last couple of days, we're just going to put behind us and prepare for what plans to be, by all indication, a remarkable football event. Yes, it's the Women World Cup qualifier, it's the Concacaf W qualifiers, and we're very excited to be here. I want to take this opportunity to introduce, or to ask them to introduce themselves. Our panelists for today, we have the head coach from both teams, and we have players from both teams. I'm certain they'll indicate that they're the captains, but I'll ask them to introduce themselves. Starting from my immediate left, with the head coach of the Guyana Senior Women's National Team.
Hi, my name is Dr. Ivan Joseph. I'm the head coach for the Guyana Women's National Team. Pleasure to be here.
Hi, I'm Justine Rodriguez, one of the players for the Guyanese Women's National Team.
Hi, I'm Cher Bertrand. I'm the captain of the Dominica Women's National Team.
Hi, I'm Albert Titt, head coach of the Dominica National Team, Women's Team. It's a pleasure to be here.
Great. Preparation, I know at international window don't ever be easy, so I want to open by asking each coach to share what has preparation been like thus far and their expectation going into tomorrow night qualifying. We're going to start with Coach Ivan as the host, and then we'll have the guests come.
So thank you for that. You know, I think the pandemic has affected us all, whether it's individually or organizationally. And like many of the federations, we've had to deal with changing lockdowns and restrictions that have impacted our ability to gather, to train, to weightlift, and to put in exhibition schedules. And so we have used the last few days as what we'll call a mini camp, an opportunity to assess and bring in players, identify talent, and then select the team. In a perfect world, this would be fine-tuning. We would have our 23-person roster and we'd be ready to go. But everybody's had to deal with the pandemic. It's not an excuse we can make. It's just a reality that we have to live with, and we're doing our best to go forward.
Thank you very much, Coach Ivan. I'll now ask Coach Albert to give his opening remarks.
It has also been a rocky road for us in Dominica. We are facing the COVID pandemic, and it's really challenging for our players in Dominica. We also have our restrictions in terms of government restrictions. So thanks to the Dominica Football Association for contacting the government so that we can get the national team into training. I must say it's also challenging for the players going through this pandemic, and players have to adjust for the normal times. So it's a challenge, but at the end of the day, you know, we worked it out. We have been training for some weeks now. So we face the challenges, and here we are today in Guyana. We are happy to be here. You know, we also have to be facing the testing, the PCR testing, the antigen testing. So we are happy. We just saying we are happy to be in Guyana to play this game tomorrow.
Thank you very much, Coach Albert. We'll now ask for the players' perspective, and we'll have the captain's perspective from Dominica. So I'll ask Captain to go first to share our expectations coming up against Team Guyana, and of course, as a player, what the preparation has been like for her. What does that process be like for her?
Okay, so expectation-wise to play against Guyana, I expect them to be good. I mean, a lot of familiar faces, so I know they're going to be technically sound, and we'll just have to put up that fight. As far as for myself, challenges, the pandemic has been rough, especially where I'm from. We're in and out of lockdowns, like the coach of Guyana said. It's been in and out of lockdown. One day we have restrictions, the next day we don't. we think we're on track to, keep training hard, and then they just strip that away from us. So it's been tough, especially being away from Dominica. It's hard for us to even travel. It was difficult. So just doing my own thing and doing what I can do best to prepare for the tournament.
Thank you very much. We'll now ask Justine to share what preparation has been like and what our expectations going into the match will be.
Just following up with what she said, basically it's been quite difficult given the circumstances of the pandemic. We've all had a level of fitness and soccer requirements that we've had to fulfill individually in our own hometowns and countries that we're from. Then coming to the training sessions here at the beginning of the week, just everyone coming together, it's actually been quite exciting because the level of play and fitness has been quite good. So everyone's been kind of following those requirements at home. And then coming here together, it's just doing a lot of ball touches, making sure we're ready to go as a team. In terms of playing Dominica here, we're excited, looking forward to it, and they should definitely be a tough battle, so it should be a good game.
Thank you very much. Of course, we now ask for a question from our media partner.
Coach, of course Guyana is ranked fourth in the Caribbean according to Concacaf standards. Is that ranking a burden somewhat for you to have to live up to the expectation of being the fourth best in the Caribbean?
We're not the fourth best team in the Caribbean right now. That we haven't played as a full ranked, as a full team for 3 years. While our U20s have seen significant improvement, I want to remind folks that we showed up in Puerto Rico and lost 7-1. And so, rankings are numbers that are made from outsiders that aren't there inside your shop. So every day we have to go and prove that we belong and that we're good enough. Right now, if you were to ask me if there were 20 teams or there 30 teams, how many teams in the Caribbean right now that are playing football? Count us on the bottom, right? That's where we see ourselves.
Okay, are you at all worried about the chemistry of the team, especially with having foreign-based players and local players having to mix and get together for a game?
Always, always. Whether it's foreign-based, whether it's seniors, whether it's veterans or rookies, always chemistry and coming together is a primary concern of mine. You're only as effective as the leaders that are on your team. And so we've got some good leaders, and they're doing their part to make sure everybody feels included. Inclusion is an intentional action, and our players are being really intentional.
All right, to Coach Watt, I'm sorry, Coach Juan. Coach, the team has been together for quite a while in training. Just to give us an idea as to some of the things you have been stressing on during trainings and in preparations for the tournament.
I will repeat, we have been facing the pandemic, and one of the key things is attitude. You must have the right attitude to enter a tournament. So with the right attitude, because players have to face so many challenges in terms of, one day you might have 15 players at training, the other day 10 because of the pandemic. So it's just about the right attitude, and players, we stress that players work on their own because we have to do that a lot because of, as I said, the restrictions, COVID restrictions, and also the pandemic, because up and down with the players and COVID being detected in some players. So it's key attitude, and that's what we have been stressing on for the past weeks. We are happy, as I said, to be at training, and even to have at least a full training. We are happy, and it's all about motivation in terms of foreign-based players. We have full confidence in them. A lot of they are seniors. Most of them have been playing for a while in Kira. They have played with some of the other players, so we expect them to gel properly, when it comes to the game.
All right, thank you.
I have a question, and I'm hoping we could possibly use this as closing. Expectations for tomorrow night, expectations for this massive clash. Both teams coming out after a while heading into major tournaments we know across Concacaf and in CFU. the opportunity for the senior women national teams to play of not being as anywhere close to where we wanted. But what can the fans expect, and what can your supporters expect, whether in Dominica or here in the diaspora? What can they expect from tomorrow night's game? I'm going to start with Coach Ivan.
I think I'd start with this, right? Clearly we all play and we participate, whether we're international based or foreign based or local. Part of our mantra is to inspire a nation, whether it's Dominica, whether it's Guyana. We see that responsibility and obligation of being role models is important. So we want to show to the people back in our countries that anything is possible, especially for young girls and young women. We've got a doctor right there beside us. She plays football on the side, but this is what she does. She's a doctor of chiropractic, right? Anything is possible. So that's the first message we want out there. Yes, there's going to be entertaining football. Yes, there's going to be physical football, but we don't make our living when you're a woman doing this. We make our living doing other things, and this is following our passion. And so we want that to be the message that comes out from our participation. Christine?
Definitely looking to just have all the young females, whoever's watching, to be inspired and want to keep playing soccer, as well as just the people sitting in the stands. I hope they just like the football they see, so it should be a good game.
Here?
Yeah, just touching on what everyone else is saying, inspiration, that's a big thing. Christina, you're a doctor in grads. I'm a police officer, so it's the same thing, we have our own schedules and to still be able to have a career and then play the sport that you love is amazing. So I'm just looking to go out there, play this game like it's my last, give everything, and just hopefully the fans enjoy that everyone's giving their part out there, so.
As the head coach, I just want the ladies to enjoy themselves. They have not been playing football for a while, and now getting an opportunity to play tomorrow in a high-level game. Guyana is a good team. I just want them, or we just want them to enjoy themselves, and that's basically it.
Thank you very much, and that has brought us to the end of this official press conference. We want to say thank you for joining us, and of course, encourage you to join us tomorrow evening at the National Track and Field Center in Nora. Guyana taking on Dominica. It's going to be an exciting match. We want to remind you that the game will be streamed, will be broadcast, and you could join on both the Guyana Football Federation page and the Dominica Football Association page and follow the match and support your team. Thank you very much. I'm being presented Kieran, and do have a wonderful day. Thank you very much to my guests today.